In the heart of bustling Japan, there unfolded a chilling case that sent shockwaves across the nation. Amid the frenzied rhythm of life, a sinister shadow was cast. The date was March 26, 2007. The location, a flat in the city of Ichikawa. Here, a crime that would captivate the country and baffle investigators was discovered. The victim, Lindsay Ann Hawker, a young English teacher from Coventry, England, who had come to Japan with dreams and ambitions, only to have them cut short in a most brutal fashion. She was a beloved daughter, a cherished sister, and a respected educator. Her life was tragically extinguished, leaving behind a trail of unanswered questions. The man at the center of this enigma, Tatsuya Ichihashi, a quiet and seemingly unremarkable individual. But behind the facade of normalcy, a dark secret lay hidden. Ichihashi, a former student of Hawker's, was soon to be thrust into the limelight as the prime suspect in this sinister case. The scene of the crime was a disturbing tableau, a chilling testament to the horrific events that had transpired. Lindsay's lifeless body was discovered in a bathtub on the apartment's balcony, concealed under a layer of sand and compost. The grim discovery sent a chill down the spine of every investigator present. The peculiar manner in which the body was hidden added an eerie layer to the mystery. The crime scene was a puzzling array of contradictions. It was a place of horror, yet it lay hidden in the heart of an ordinary residential block. The victim was a foreigner, yet she had been warmly welcomed into the local community. The suspect was a local, yet his actions were anything but typical. These paradoxes added to the unsettling aura surrounding the case. Yet as the police arrived, the prime suspect, Ichihashi, managed to slip away, sparking a nationwide manhunt. This was the beginning of a chase that would span across several years and would keep the whole country on edge. The unsettling beginning of the Tatsuya Ichihashi case was just the tip of the iceberg in a story that was yet to unfold. As the Japanese authorities launched their manhunt, Ichihashi proved to be an elusive ghost. In a thrilling game of cat and mouse, the manhunt for Tatsuya Ichihashi became Japan's most gripping saga of pursuit. This was no ordinary suspect. Ichihashi was as elusive as a wisp of smoke, always seeming to disappear just as the authorities closed in. His ability to evade capture for years, despite being one of the most wanted men in the country, was both baffling and terrifying. There were whispers of sightings, near misses that tantalized and teased. Once he was reportedly spotted in a ferry terminal in Osaka, blending in with the crowd. But by the time the police arrived, he had vanished like a ghost. Another time he was almost cornered in a rural farming community, only to slip through the net at the last moment. Each time he left no trace, no hint of his next move. His elusiveness was not just due to his cunning and resourcefulness. Ichihashi was a master of disguise, constantly changing his appearance to stay one step ahead of the law. He went under the knife, altering his face in a desperate bid to remain unrecognizable. He assumed various identities, living under the radar, always on the move and never staying in one place for long. But Ichihashi was more than just a fugitive on the run. He was a puzzle, a riddle wrapped in a mystery, leaving behind a trail of baffling clues. From cryptic notes left at crime scenes to strange symbols etched into tree trunks, each clue seemed to taunt the authorities, daring them to unravel the enigma that was Ichihashi. Despite the relentless pursuit, Ichihashi remained a step ahead, transforming his appearance, living under assumed identities, and leaving behind a trail of baffling clues. In their pursuit, the authorities found themselves deciphering a complex web of clues left by Ichihashi. This was no ordinary chase. It was a game of cat and mouse, with Ichihashi weaving a tapestry of deception and evasion. His cunning was as chilling as his crime. In the heart of Tokyo, the police stumbled upon the first clue: a hastily discarded jacket. The pockets held a few coins and a Tokyo subway map, marked with what appeared to be a route of escape. But was it a genuine clue or a deliberate red herring? The authorities had to stay one step ahead of this enigmatic fugitive. As they delved deeper into this perplexing case, they discovered more clues. A series of anonymous letters postmarked from different parts of the country suggested that Ichihashi was on the move, constantly changing locations to throw the authorities off his trail. The letters were cryptic, filled with references to obscure literature and coded messages. It seemed Ichihashi was not only taunting the police but also displaying a perverse pleasure in his evasion. Numerous theories began to circulate about Ichihashi's whereabouts and his methods of evasion. Some believed he was hiding in plain sight using disguises and aliases to blend into the crowd. Others speculated that he had fled the country altogether, using his knowledge of languages to blend into a foreign society. Yet, as the police pieced together the trail of clues, they found no concrete leads. Each clue seemed to lead to a dead end, only to open up another avenue of investigation. The police were left baffled, stuck in a seemingly endless cycle of hope and frustration. The face of Tatsuya Ichihashi was plastered on every news outlet. His name echoed in every conversation, his specter haunting the collective consciousness of the nation. Yet, the man himself remained elusive, a phantom slipping through the cracks of the justice system. Yet, each clue only deepened the mystery, and Ichihashi's specter loomed over Japan, taunting the nation's justice system. Just when it seemed the phantom suspect would never be caught, an unexpected twist occurred. The enigma that was Tatsuya Ichihashi, the elusive suspect in the chilling case that had gripped the nation, was finally brought to a halt. The seemingly endless game of cat and mouse had reached its climax. The phantom was no longer just a shadow in the dark. In a bizarre turn of events, it was Ichihashi himself who unwittingly led to his capture. After years on the run, he walked into a cosmetic surgery clinic requesting procedures to alter his appearance. His attempt to further shroud himself in anonymity, ironically, led to his unmasking. As news of his capture broke, the public reaction was overwhelming. The nation had been following the case with bated breath, and the eventual capture of Ichihashi was met with a mix of relief, disbelief, and shock. The phantom suspect, the faceless entity that had become a symbol of fear and uncertainty, had a face and a name. The media frenzy that ensued was unparalleled. Every minute detail of the capture was dissected, analyzed, and broadcasted. The name Ichihashi was splashed across newspaper headlines, echoed in television reports, and became a trending topic on social media. The nation was in the grip of Ichimania. Those who had been following the case closely were left in shock. The details of Ichihashi's capture, his attempts to evade justice, the lengths he went to in order to stay hidden, all painted a picture of a man who was desperate, cunning, and dangerous. The reality of what he had done, the gravity of his crimes, hit home with a chilling intensity. But the capture did more than just bring the suspect to justice. It brought closure, it brought answers, and it brought a sense of justice to a nation that had been held captive by fear and uncertainty. Ichihashi's capture marked the end of a haunting chapter, but the echoes of his crimes still lingered. In the aftermath of Ichihashi's capture, Japan was left to grapple with the chilling realities of the case. A sense of unease washed over the nation, the collective breath held as the trial of Tatsuya Ichihashi commenced. The courtroom was abuzz, the palpable tension reflecting the nation's anticipation of justice for a crime that had shaken them to their core. Ichihashi stood accused, the weight of his actions bearing down on him. As the trial progressed, it was clear that the evidence was irrefutable. The court's decision was unanimous. Ichihashi was found guilty of the brutal crime. The sentence was handed down, life imprisonment, a fitting retribution for the terror he had inflicted. But the ripples of this case extended far beyond the courtroom. The Ichihashi case sparked a wave of changes, a tide of transformation that swept across Japan. The law enforcement agencies, once under scrutiny for their handling of the case, took the criticism to heart. They initiated a series of reforms to rectify their shortcomings. A renewed focus was placed on improving investigative techniques, on fostering a more responsive and effective system of justice. The public's trust in law enforcement was to be earned back, one positive change at a time. Moreover, the case served as a stark reminder of the importance of personal safety. The public's awareness was heightened, their complacency shaken off by the harsh reality of Ichihashi's crime. Conversations about personal safety, once whispered, were now being held openly, a testament to the impact of the case. The Ichihashi case served as a wake-up call, a catalyst for change. It forced Japan to confront the lurking shadows of crime, to bolster its defenses, and to prioritize the safety of its people. The nation resolved to learn from its past, to grow stronger, and to ensure that such a tragedy is never repeated. The Tatsuya Ichihashi case, a chilling tale of mystery and evasion, forever changed the face of crime and justice in Japan.